if you take an animal and you want to figure out why it's stressed out, you can't just look at the behavior. You also have to take a look at what's going on a physiological level, what's going on at the molecular level. So it's really cool to kind of practice being a more holistic scientist. So the team I worked with during this internship at Woodland Park Zoo is the animal welfare team. A little bit of what I did this summer was collecting behavior observations on the animals. One of our big priorities during the summertime is the concerts and the impacts that might have on the animals. We also have to make sure that the animals are taken care of and not being stressed out or like negatively impacted by the noise. So I was here late nights, taking observations of the animals, watching the wallaroos, the wallabies, the snow leopards, all sorts of different animals with an iPad, collecting data.
So we're trying to associate any potentially negative or otherwise, undesirable behaviors with sound level. So, if it gets up certain decibel, then maybe they might start pacing or, doing something that we don't want them to do that indicates that they might not be having a great time.
I was initially drawn to this internship because there was that opportunity to be working with animals directly. So I was really stoked at the idea of getting to actually work with live animals and see conservation work happening. It's been really great to get the chance to actually see wildlife. It's a really unique experience at a zoo versus like other forms of wildlife science where it's really all happening after the fact. It's been really cool to see how I can be more of like an interdisciplinary scientist or a multidisciplinary scientist, taking all of these skills and really like cobbling them together, which I think is really important when you're looking at wildlife because everything is so holistic. It's not just, if you take an animal and you want to figure out why it's stressed out, you can't just look at the behavior. You also have to take a look at, what's going on a physiological level, what's going on at the molecular level. So it's really cool to kind of practice being a more holistic scientist. It's so important to explore your interests in like every facet of anything that you could potentially be interested in. Just go for it. Because at the very least, you're going to be building really important skills. Like even if you weren't interested in animal behavior, learning how to pay that close attention to an individual and identify them, it still transfers over to a whole bunch of different work. If you see an opportunity that feels like too good to be true, especially going for it, because you never know where you'll end up.